But Black Ops 1, set the bar. Black Ops 2 raised it, and 3, just got the tips of it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, and I don't want to say 3 was bad, but
I, I,
it
I
wasn't
actually
Modern Warfare
enjoyed the
2.
campaign. It was
Yeah,
decent, especially with the guy from SCV SUV or SVU.
that
Can't talk
wasn't
today.
no, that wasn't 3. That was Black Ops.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Right, right. Okay. Okay, I
you're
thought
you're
we were
talking
talking
about
Modern
one
Warfare.
three, and I'm talking about another three.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
But it was a good game. Multiplayer was all right.
Yeah, multiplayer. I preferred multiplayer over the campaign in most games, just because you expect the campaign to not really have longevity like multiplayer will.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what people play Call of Duty games for is the multiplayer, but also like typically what I do is I play the campaign first and then I go into multiplayer.
that's what I do because I get the campaign out of the way, I see what it has, and then I go start grinding on multiplayer.
Hmm.
Um,
People don't even some people don't even touch campaign. That's why they took the campaign completely out of this year's Black
mm-hmm.
Ops.
Yep. Well, for me, I enjoyed the Modern Warfare campaigns more, but the customization and the new ideas that came into the Black Ops campaigns
Hmm.
were way better. Um, I mean, you started naming missions from Modern Warfare 2, and I got chills. Uh, Not to mention the Spec Ops missions that they had too they were the best. I mean, the most fun missions I've ever had in games probably. Especially when you could do like the co-op. Those were great.
Hmm.
But there also was no customization. You basically got a gun and a secondary, and that was what you had to use. And sometimes it was terrifying because you just couldn't pick up a good weapon even off the ground. And that was it. It was just mission to mission to mission, the end. But with Black Ops, they gave you a lot of. I don't remember Black Ops 1 as much doing this, but they did give you some good guns. Black Ops 2, you got to have create a class
Hmm.
in the campaign. You got to pick exactly what you ran with in the game, and I thought that was awesome. Black Ops 3, you got to do the same thing, but you had so much more. You had like a like a headquarters that you could walk around and do all that shit in, and uh, I don't know if you did it, but there was like simulator training courses and
On three?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was really cool. And when it comes to the new ideas, Black Ops on it. Black Ops is fucking fantastic. I think if I know it wouldn't, but I think if some of the people who make Black Ops teamed up with some of the people who make Battlefield, that would be the best game ever. So, like the people that made this game, that Apex game,
Hmm. They made
a few of those
Titanfall.
guys, they helped make Titanfall, but some of those guys from Respawn also were the pioneers that made the original Modern Warfare.
Hmm.
They were the initial developers. They left after 4. They didn't even get to work on 2. I think they were fired. But they were like the head of, they were like the main ones responsible for 4. In a world where the best ones prior were like 3. And I mean, no discredit, I guess, to 3. I didn't play it all too much, but it was World War II and it was whatever. I mean, a few years prior, you couldn't even sprint in the game. But Call of Duty 4, said, yeah, you're gonna sprint, you're gonna jump. Here's create a class. That's a thing. Here's DLC maps. Here's a fucking 3-hour campaign. You know, here's a lot of fun shit. So those guys are great, and I'm thankful as fuck for those guys. But I love Battlefield, and people from Black Ops just keep coming up with new reasons to make me go back to the game. So I feel like if you take the good parts of Black Ops and you fuse those with maybe some Battlefield guys, oh, it's like you with dry rub and pot or something. Like a symphony. But it is though. I feel like that would be incredible. I mean, and
did,
all these games that we're talking about are just awesome.
did you play the fuck? What's that game? That's no, not Apex. The BioWare game.
The BioWare game.
Anthem. Anthem.
Oh, right.
Did you try that beta or no?
I did. I enjoyed it.
What'd you think of that? Like, give me your thoughts.
I think it could use some polishing. Honestly, the initial thoughts that come into my head, because I could probably side, like, you know, kind of like step around it. The flight needs a huge fix. It feels choppy to me.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel like I'm playing, wait, what the hell? Why is there a white border? Okay, whatever. But I feel like the flight needs an upgrade. Feels like I'm playing Iron Man on PS2. Other than that, it's feeling pretty good. When I walked into those worlds, I was wowed. I was like, oh my god, there's some, you know, beautiful shit to look at here. You know, a lot of good stuff. Shooting felt great. Abilities were cool. So I'm excited for it. That's a game I'm looking forward to playing. Just some minor tweaks here and there.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm a big fan of BioWare. They made
They made
probably
Crysis, right?
no.
Or that's wait. What game am I thinking of that made the Crysis series?
I don't know.
The people who made Crysis made something. Let me check my PlayStation. I think I have. I don't know what it is.
But the ones that made Mass Effect and Dragon Age.
Oh, okay.
Some of my favorite all-time like campaign, like just straight campaign games, single-player games. I gotta support them, you know.
No, I definitely agree. I would back up the people that make my games like that. I really want to know what the fuck that game was. What was it? Was the people that make the Crysis games? Oh, it was that one game that came out. The one we played right before Black Ops. It was the free-to-play one. Warface.
Warface.
Yeah, that's the developers of Crysis. And I owned Crysis 3 on PlayStation 3, and I liked it. But yeah, I'm really hoping that Hasbro, please get the right fucking people. But I want them to make another Transformers game. And a good one, please. Like, it's just... I need a good story-only game. And unfortunately, everyone wants Battle Royale and open-world games. That's all they want. So, there's a lot of open-world... And I'm not saying they're not good. but we like options, and I feel like we're running out of options. So, Call of Duty Battle Royale mostly. Fucking Fortnite Battle Royale. Warface eventually got Battle Royale. Battlefield's working on it. You got this game that just came out, which, I mean, Apex. I like Apex a lot, so that's good. But so many Battle Royale games, you know, and it takes away from Battlefield even. I mean, I love Conquest. Battle Royale, big game of all the other games, and it's just like nobody's bothering with it. They all want Battle Royale. So it's either, you know, it's, and not to discredit, I know you like your Assassin's Creed games, but Assassin's Creed, open world, right? Uh, doesn't Andromeda also have open world? Or am I lying?
Mass Effect Andromeda?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was open world, yeah.
Okay, open world. No Man's Sky, open world. Uh, what are some of those other ones too? Anthem will be open world.
Yes. Division.
Uh, Division, open world. Smaller open world, and I think that's probably the best thing for it. uh, but yeah, that one. I played The Witcher. I got exhausted from The Witcher because, I mean, I know it's a long, you know, these games have stories, but it's just like, ugh. Like, I'll get to it when I get there.
God of War.
Yeah, God of War. I think my broadcast is about to end because the internet's not sufficient, but, um,
I'm still
but
recording.
yeah, yeah, as long as one of us has it, that's fine. But, what's it called? You know, just a lot of open world, which is great, but I feel like they're relying on these things to be good. You know, they're relying on that the open world's going to be the best part of the game, and that the battle royale is going to be the best part of the game. Like no, strive for better. Do how cars do it. Bugatti came out with a car that was really fast and really expensive and really nice, and then McLaren came out with a car that they thought was better, and then Ferrari came out with something better than McLaren, and they're trying to top each other and give us, you know, better like as much as they can. And these games, I feel like someone's like, "Oh, you want a McLaren?" And Ferrari's like, "All right, we got to make a McLaren." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not thinking, "Hey, let's make a new Ferrari that's better than the McLaren. Let's just give them the McLaren." Like, no.
Whatever it is, man, to sell money, man. Just think about it.
Yeah, yeah, but make
You
new
know, who
shit.
made Fortnite? The same people who made Gears of War. Epic Games. They went from single slash multiplayer game to making fucking cancer.
Jesus. But but that's new for them. They went completely off the rails with that.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah,
very different.
but they still did it though.
But that's what I'm saying. We need more of that. You know, Battlefield has a lot to offer. Call of Duty has a lot to offer.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now.
Why is, you know, there's so much potential and so many new things. Why are you just basically giving us the same shit? It's not that you know, I mean, I'd still love to play a Battle Royale in Battlefield, but I feel like all these games are focusing on that instead of coming up with some new shit. Call of Duty came out with Gun Game. They came out. I don't know if other games came out with beforehand. I'm sure somebody did, but you know, Black Ops had one in the chamber.
That was a
It
fun
had
mode.
Yeah, it had sticks and stones where you could do crossbows, ballistic knife, and tomahawk. It had gun game, and it has, all kinds of shit that you could do that they just came up with out of nowhere. Battlefield's got all types of different game modes. They got Rush, Conquest, Air Superiority,
The
fucking.
two big ones that so like Call of Duty was famous for what team deathmatch and what domination.
Well, because of the map size and yeah, like basically just how things were, yes, I'd say probably
What
Team
do you think?
Deathmatch and Free for All.
Okay, so what are your top two picks for like when you're playing Call of Duty? Like that makes you think
Mine,
like that name like that makes Call of Duty Call of Duty.
I would say between, and these are, I would primarily say the ones that I play, but definitely Team Deathmatch and Free for All. I put those in the same space because they're pretty much the same game. It's just one's. I prefer Free for All sometimes over Team Deathmatch just because of spawns. I feel like I can kill Horde better in Free for All than I can in TDM because everyone's stealing my kills. But but yeah, I'd say Team Deathmatch and probably yeah, probably Domination, I guess.
And Battlefield's known for Rush and Conquest.
Yeah, which Conquest is the more massive version of Domination.
Right. And Rush is
Uh
actually you got to be tactical as well.
yeah, but Rush is very close. I mean, there is an objective other than killing. But I feel like Rush is the real uh is like the TDM for Battlefield. The map's smaller and cut off more. And I mean, it's Rush. You gotta rush around. You gotta do some shit
No,
quickly.
well, no. Rush is arming A and B and defending them, attacking them, and you get pushed back.
Right. But I mean, it is still fast paced. Is it? I mean, is it not? I mean, I feel like it was.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
A
That's
good
just what I seen. I didn't play a
no,
lot of
no,
good
I
Rush
know.
games.
I could see the argument for the team deathmatch. I could see the argument for that, but that's not it though. Like that's not the good comparison
Okay.
here.
Okay. I just don't see a lot of the people that. I feel like your Battlefield players, even you would say like sometimes, like don't touch TDM
Oh no, like
because
I never play. The only time I ever played TDM on Battlefield was to get assignments done.
see, I would do it to hurry up and rank my gun up so that I could go use it in Conquest. I never wanted to play TDM, so because I love long range capability, and yeah, I feel like if the map I never, but it's look at look at the Call of Duty maps. There's no reason to ever need a sniper rifle in that game.
No,
There's no range. You could add 3 maps together and you don't have the range you need for a sniper rifle. So, and not only that, you had maps like Shipment and Rust that I could take a piss and my piss will go to the other end of the map.
mhm.
So, but Battlefield didn't. Battlefield, you could be shooting from one mountain over to the other mountain. But it's incredible. I don't even know if I'm still streaming. I might be streaming. Hey, look, I am streaming. Nobody's watching anymore. Somebody was, but uh oh, what's it called? But yeah, here's my question. If you couldn't make a first-person shooter, whether it's brand new stuff or if you could take the best parts of what exists and just combine them. How would you make it? Because Call of Duty did that for the China. They made Call of Duty Online, and they just took cool parts of Black Ops, Modern Warfare, all that.
So I
They
would
just
have
remade
to,
maps.
and I could pick any first-person shooter game, or
You could- you
two of any first-person shooter game, combine them to make one good game.
No, you could take anything that you can imagine for a first-person shooter game. It doesn't have to be specifically two games, or if there's something you like about fucking Minecraft that you want to implement into a shooter game, do it. That's what I'm saying. Take anything that you like and forge it into your best FPS.
A game like
Or-
Division.
Or a third person. You could which you ended up doing, I guess. But I'm saying like you can pick between making the best FPS or the best third person. Just make it a shooter game.
I would
But
I would like an Assassin's Creed shooter game, honestly. That's third person, I guess.
okay. Well,
Kind of
you
like
can make
Assassin's
either or.
Creed, like Assassin's Creed style, with the parkour and whatnot, but the shooting combat of like Wildlands.
Okay. All right. Which I liked. I did like that. I felt that
Kind
that
of
was
kind of
really
like
cool.
modern Assassins compared to like ones in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, kind of like a Hitman meets type deal.
Like Hitman meets Splinter Cell meets Ghost Recon meets Assassin's Creed.
You really love Ubisoft.
Sponsored by Ubisoft.
Yeah. I love Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup.
That-
Sponsored by Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup.
They are my second favorite company. First one being BioWare. I just love their games. Like I barely have anything. When it comes to like my kind of style games, I really don't have a problem. Like I don't complain a lot about them. I don't criticize them much. Like The Crew, like I'm not a racing kind of guy. I used to be. I fucking can't now. And to me, like the first Crew was pretty good, and the second one's eh. But I just
See, I
can't.
never really
I
played
like
the first one.
I could play them, but am I into it? No, I'm not into it.
Yeah, I initially was like, I'm not driving this because, for one, it looks cartoony and low quality as fuck, and the driving was just weird. But I don't remember why I re-downloaded it at all. Like,
You've been
honestly,
playing
I
it a
just can't
lot.
think. But yeah, exactly. I've been playing it a shit ton. But it's also kind of, I feel like there's really not another choice. I mean, I liked Drive Club, but there was no customization of vehicles. And Need for Speed Payback, you had a lot of customization, but I hated the driving. So PS4 also doesn't have Forza. So I felt like the Crew is the best one. But yeah, I enjoy it now. You know, got my garage filled up, do a few races, occupy my time. And again, it is open world too, so that's big. Some of these driving games that are not only zero open world, but you can't even drive on street races. You gotta drive on track. And I hate that.
What game? Payback?
Well, just certain driving games. Like
Oh.
Drive Club, there's no open world driving, and you're on a track but you're also not on tracks. Like some of them are official racetracks and some of them are like in the streets. Uh, but games like what was the one? There was one Need for Speed back before I got a PS4. Need for Speed Shifts? Need for Speed...
Pro Street?
No, not Pro Street. Well, Pro Street too. I mean, I had fun on Pro Street. Uh, but no, there was...
It went.
No, you're right. There really wasn't street races.
It
There
went.
was a Need for Speed that came out
Wait,
later, like...
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to think. There was one that came out that was strictly track oriented.
Did Shift.
Yeah, what was it, Shift?
It was Shift. It was right after.
Yeah.
I believe Shift was before. What was one of the other ones that you just named off?
There was Need for Speed Pro Street, Undercover, maybe...
No, Pro Street was the first one that was strictly tracked. Shift was the one after it, and it was like semi, I think.
Right, I'm just saying that, like, Pro Street was pretty much just track only. But
Yeah.
Pro Street I enjoyed because it didn't only have racing on track. It had, like, it had drifting and drag and all that other shit.
Oh, okay. So it had a variety of track races.
Right, yeah. So it was still track only. But there was other things to it that I liked. You also had, with the hypercars, you could also do those long races, kind of like in the way that you would do it on Crew. That weren't necessarily on track, I guess. You had those highway battle type things, but I feel like that game did it well, so it didn't really matter. But Shift was like, you had strictly circuit cars that just had no customization. It was basically like Forza, but not the open world Forza. It wasn't like Horizon where you got to free roam really. It was like where you just track. And I don't like that. I like being able... I've spent so many hours and drove so many miles just driving around in the Crew.
Mhm.
Just getting in like a 70s Challenger or just something cool that I like, putting on my Spotify and just fucking driving around like an idiot.
Right.
Did you take a nap?
I think so, yeah. So there's a thing.
So you were up. So here's the thing. You were up.
Anyway. So there's a thing that says Apex Legends is already broken a Fortnite record, reaching 10 million players in 72 hours.
Wow.
Hmm.
Not saying that it wouldn't do good, but because it definitely it's free, but it's worth the money. That type of deal, like I feel like it's worth playing. It's pretty solid. But I feel like none of these battle royale games would have been as popular if not for Fortnite. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Give
Where's
me
the
a second.
tablet?
Mm-hmm. Give that kid a pint of Guinness or something. Holy fuck, it's 1:40. Wow. Hello?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.